I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the mission of Tyler County Schools is to provide student-centered learning opportunities that ensure all students will learn to their potential and master the skills, ethical behaviors, and attitudes needed to be successful citizens in a 21st century economy. The meeting has been called to order, and the roll call is Mrs. Stender is present, Mr. Thomas is present, Katrina Byers, myself is present. Scott Strode is present by phone, and Andy Shreves is absent. I'll turn the meeting over to Mr. Hiley.
Okay, the minutes were approved already for the July 7th meeting. So on to presentations. Tonight we have the Tyler Consolidated High School Marching Band, and they're here to talk about their Washington, D.C. trip. Mr. Jennings?
I will turn things over to Morgan Fisher, who I believe prepared the presentation, and some other band members who will also be speaking and adding in. So I appreciate the hard work they put into this. I asked them to speak this evening, gave them some ideas, and they took it and rolled with it. And they're going to do a nice job representing the band and showing their appreciation for the board support, Mr. Riley's support, on what was a wonderful and very memorable trip. Morgan.
Alrighty, so over here. The trip started days before we went to Washington, D.C. The band spent hours we did parade practice, and we even had 2 local news stations come in and interview some of our seniors, which are sitting over there. Eventually, July 2nd rolled around, and we had an early morning departure. And although we were sleepy, we were excited to do some sightseeing, because none of us had been there before. First, we did stop at the National Holocaust Museum, which was an experience I'm sure none of us will forget about. Then we stopped at the Thomas Jefferson Memorial, followed by the Lincoln, Roosevelt, and Martin Luther King Memorial. All of which, were truly incredible to see in person. Then we woke up bright and early for our parade adventure. We headed over to lineup to get ready for the parade, but before all that, Mr. Jennings, Mr. and Mrs. Price, and Miss Holcomb worked diligently to get us drinking enough fluids, eating breakfast and lunch, uniforms fitted, and overall preparing us for the long parade, very important parade, ahead of us. We got into sectionals right beforehand, and it was still really hot out, which is why none of us are wearing any jacket or hat. And that was the last time that we even played before we went out into the parade.
It was extremely hot, especially in our uniforms. This picture was taken while we were marking time shortly into the parade route. Marching down Constitution Avenue past the Washington Monument and hundreds of people was such a surreal experience. By this point in the parade, we were all exhausted and felt gross, but a quote we hear quite often from Mr. Jennings is, "You can't let fatigue affect your performance," and so we didn't. After freshening up at the hotel, we headed to the Capitol 4th performance. We watched many amazing artists perform, which were followed by an incredible fireworks show. Spending the 4th in the nation's capital was a dream come true for most of us. The next day, on July 5th, we woke up sad our trip was coming to an end, but we knew we had a few stops first. We went to the White House to get a final group photo and spent the rest of the morning at Arlington National Cemetery. We saw the changing of the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Overall, we had an amazing trip, and we're so thankful for everyone who made it possible and kept us safe.
And now we have our band seniors. They're going to speak a bit about how they felt about the trip.
Good evening, my name is Maya Fetty, and I'm a senior and also the field commander for this coming year. Thank you for giving me a few minutes to express our appreciation for your support in our experience at Washington, D.C. On behalf of our school's marching band, I'd like to express our appreciation for your generous support in funding the band's participation in this year's Independence Day Parade in Washington, D.C. Marching proudly down Constitutional Avenue, we weren't just showcasing our musical talents, we were able to be a part of a celebration of our nation's freedom. Thanks to your support, we also had an opportunity to tour our nation's most meaningful landmarks, the Lincoln Memorial, the Capitol, Arlington Cemetery, and so many others. These experiences instilled a sense of pride to be a part of such a great nation. This evening, we wanted to say thank you for believing in us and for making this wonderful experience possible to represent your community on a national stage. Your commitment to us, both as musicians and as citizens, will last long past this summer's parade. We're proud and we're grateful, and we'll carry this memory with us for years to come. Thank you.
Hello, I'm White Hakes. I am a senior and I play the tuba. I want to take a moment to sincerely thank Mr. Hiley and the other board members for allowing us to go on this incredible opportunity. You gave us, oh shoot. It was an unforgettable experience, one that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. From the moment I arrived in our nation's capital, I was filled with pride and excitement. Being a part of the parade, standing alongside students across the country, and seeing the monuments and history that shape our country, it was truly inspiring. The experience opened my eyes to the importance of service, leadership, and representing something bigger than myself. And none of it would have been possible without your support and belief in me and the rest of the band. Thank you for investing in students like me and for always putting opportunities for growth and learning first. I'm proud to be a part of a school district that believes in its students and encourages us to chase moments that matter. Thank you again.
That is all we have prepared today, but thank you again. It was just a great trip to go on overall, and I think that we represented our school, our community, our state just pretty well at this parade. We've heard a lot of people tell us that we looked very good out there too.
Good.
Thank you all.
We're very proud of you.
Yeah, thank you so much. You guys can stay for the rest of the meeting, or you can go home.
Yeah.
Do you need this on something else? Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
You too.
Delegations, we have no delegations. Under communications, a couple things. Approval of doctoral student survey from the University of Cumberland in Williamsburg, Kentucky. They're going to be looking at the generational difference between principals and teachers and what impacts it has on teacher satisfaction. We get these from time to time from different doctoral students who want to do some studies, and it'll be mainly just surveys that our teachers would fill out. The other thing under communications is I want everyone to remember that the back to school fair is August 5th from 4 to 7 at Sistersville Elementary School. Buses will be provided, so if you need a ride, buses will be provided. We'll get that schedule out soon. Also know that the actual school supplies, papers, pencils, things like that will be given out the first day of school this year, kind of something different than we've done in the past. So just know that. Under superintendent's report, I had promised everyone that I'd bring in some new legislation that is going to affect our school system. I will say that I just picked out 5 that I think are big for school system. I marked them in this, and where I got this from was Bowles Rice sent us out e-alert newsletters often, and this was just the highlights of the legislative session. Do remember that they will be here in August to speak with you guys more in depth about these things. So what I've done is I've just kind of marked throughout 5 different ones, starting with Senate Bill 199. That's the big one with student behavior in elementary grades. If you read through this, you'll see that legislation is it's kind of hard to read. There's some things that contradict one another, but in just what we're doing in Tyler County to facilitate this bill is we've been in contact and working with Wetzel County Schools with the possibility of creating a multi-county alternative center for our young kids. It's still in the works, but until then, we will follow this bill until we get something completely in place. We'll follow this bill to the T, of course. But like I said, the bill itself is very long and it's very hard to read, and it, like I said, sometimes contradicts itself, but it's there. We know we have to have something in place. Senate Bill 280, displaying an official U.S. motto in public schools. I will tell you that a couple churches have already reached out, and one has actually donated a plaque for each of our schools to put out. In God we trust. So that will be placed. What the bill says is that must be placed in a place where people can see it, and it's viewable to a lot of people as they go by. So our plan is to put them in the common areas in our school that people will be able to see it. So we've already been proactive in getting that ready to roll. If you flip on back to Senate Bill 912, we've already been doing this in Tyler County, and pretty much what it is that we have to make sure that within 30 days of school starting, kids have to be assessed as to where they're at academically. We use iReady in the lower grades. We also use Khan Academy in the upper grades. So we feel comfortable. We're already on track for that. House Bill 2003, the prohibiting cell phones in class. A couple of things we need to work on. We already have a plan in place where students are not supposed to have their cell phones out. I will say, though, that I know that cases where they do. As principals, our principals are going to really have to monitor that better. And the other thing with that is we're going to have to monitor adults better. If students can't have them out, then unless it's an emergency or they're on their plan or break, adults shouldn't really have them out either. So that'll be a point of concern and a point of emphasis that we have this year. Kids can't have them, then teachers shouldn't have them out. Again, unless it would be an emergency. So we'll be working through that. We will be adopting Neola's policy, which we've been working on that for all these new bills. And in 2513, I just picked this one out because it affects Board of Education members. And it talks about the increased amount of training that you all have to have. So that's the gist of it's in this pamphlet. It's I think it's 42 pages long. It's all the new education bills. It kind of talks a little bit about them. But like I said, Bowles Rice will be updating you further and giving you some more information and about what each of these bills mean for public education. So I wanted you all to have that.
Thank you.
Yep, and you can read at your leisure. Under project updates, we are working through the the unit. I believe we have units 1, 2. They were working on 3 today to get it up. 4 and 5. Once 4 and 5 is up, it will be fully functional. Floors have been put in, the new addition, along with the middle school cafeteria. We had to wait on that, so we had somewhere last summer to have things. They got the trophy cases in. I think the exterior was finished up today. The plan is to pave the parking lot next week. So when teachers start back to school, they'll be able to park out back. We'll be able to utilize out back for events this fall for sure. So they're working on that now. The head house, still working on the drawings for the trusses. I don't know. I don't understand. I thought we were just kind of building a house, but I don't understand what's taking so long with the trusses. But they're working through that, and we'll make sure I'm on them to make sure that they continue to move forward with those things. Curriculum updates. I have summer school attendance for you all. This was we successfully had summer school June 23rd to July 10th. We had about 60 students across all grade levels, 28 elementary students, 13 middle school students, and 19 high school students. The elementary and middle school students focused on academic skill deficits, participated in enrichment activities, and engaged in programs promoting their physical well-being. And the high school students were working on credit recovery. So that's we do appreciate all the dedication that the staff that worked out there this summer and made a difference for our students. Under curricular updates, I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little heads up. Federal programs, I don't know if you've been watching the news, but there's a hold on federal programs money right now from the federal government. So we are still getting Title I funds, which is the majority of what we use for our interventionists in our schools, our elementary schools. But some of the other money we may not get. For us, that doesn't total a lot. But for some counties, it will be very hard for them to operate without those federal dollars. So we'll see where that goes from here. Nothing under committee reports, staff reports. The bid for the Crooks Brothers for the 25-26 school year, the produce. And then if you move on down to O, approval of requests. The Tyler County Extension will be utilizing a bus to take the Healthy Grand families to Jackson's Mills on August 14th. That's something we've done in the past, just for you all to know. Other requests, Mrs. Walton under A had a long list. Those are all things that, those are all services that we provide our special needs students through different agencies. So those were approved, along with a memorandum of understanding for our WVUP to have student teachers. And then C is we will have WVUP students, Aaliyah Fletcher, Cassia Brown, Casey Shanbarger, request for replacement at Arthur I. Bourne Elementary School. So those are three Tyler County students who want to become teachers. So it's part of that. Remember, we've talked about that Grow Your Own. They're all part of that Grow Your Own. So we're excited to get them back and hopefully keep them here. So wanted you all to see that. Under personnel, we had a couple resignations. Dylan Reed resigns from assistant basketball coach. And Zach Heasley has resigned from the evening events coordinator at Tyler Consolidated High School. Under employment, we had Anna Glover. She transferred from her position of 4th grade to 2nd grade at SES for the 25-26 school year. B, we will be employing Angeli Kokosinki as a 2nd grade teacher, and Lindsay Snyder will be transferring her position as an interventionist at SES to special education teacher at Tyler Consolidated Middle School. We'll be employing Eric Mason as assistant football coach at Tyler Consolidated High School. Employ Michelle Beatty as a substitute teacher, and employ Carrie Greasy as the Director of Transportation, Maintenance, and Safety effective August 1st. And all those were approved by the state. Bills were taken care of with Mr. Cummings at the State Department. One last thing I wanted to mention, just for you guys. We got a couple postcards from students who attended 4-H camp. It's been a while since we've had a 4-H camp. But a couple young ladies, and I'm not going to mention their names, but they wrote us postcards thanking us for our benefiting 4-H camp by the funds that we provide the extension service. One of them said, "Thank you for benefiting Tyler County 4-H camp. I love the classes, games, and experiences I went through during my short time here. I would love to do this again for a longer stay with more people." And then the other one said, "Thank you for giving my friends and I an opportunity to have an amazing weekend at 4-H camp." So thank you guys for allowing us to provide some funds to the WVU extension. And that's all I have.
Okay, the next regular meeting will be held Monday, August 4th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Here at the board office. And this meeting is 7:19. Do that there.
I forgot Scott was even on the phone.
You still there, Scott? Okay. I will, talk to you sometime or see you soon. Have a good day.
Be there for the Friday meeting.
Bye.
You'll be there for the, okay, Friday. Scott's,
So,
Friday night, one night.
Oh, okay.
attend Saturday sessions,
Okay.
because I know we're on.
Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, that's what I understand. I mean, they don't send information on that. You might,
I think it's what it is.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's supposed to be, it said 7 hours, so that's a good chunk of it right there. With that, well, that might be the Friday and the,
It's today.
yeah,
So,
okay,
but I'll take in a couple of them falls or springs or whatever.
yeah,
But
okay.
yeah, it's the way it works.
Okay, all right, I'll get that in for you.
Thank
Thank you.